Hey, curious minds, why does Sagittarius chase freedom like it's oxygen, but disappear the second things get too serious? They explore, they inspire, they live for freedom. But what happens when that freedom becomes escape? Behind the laughter, there's a truth they rarely show. It's not just about adventure or optimism. There's a deeper hunger they keep hidden. In this video, we'll uncover the truth about Sagittarius, their wild heart, their wisdom, their shadow side, and what really drives that endless need to roam. Whether you're a Sagittarius or just zodiac-curious, let's hit the open road and find out what really fuels this fiery archer. You've heard it before. Sagittarius is adventurous, outspoken, allergic to rules. But what really fuels that fire? Sagittarius is the ninth sign of the zodiac, the seeker, the philosopher, the explorer. After Scorpio's emotional depths, Sagittarius bursts out like sunlight after a storm, shouting, "Okay, I survived." Now, what does it all mean? Ruled by Jupiter, planet of expansion and truth, Sagittarius is wired to explore everything: the world, the mind, and the soul. They're not chasing thrills, they're chasing meaning. To them, life is one big classroom. Every person, every heartbreak, every trip, another lesson. They travel, question, debate, and laugh their way to wisdom. They crave the big picture, the why behind it all. As a fire sign, their energy burns bright, not like Leo's spotlight or Aries' victory fire. It's a restless flame whispering, "There's more out there." But that constant motion has a shadow side. They crave freedom so much that roots can feel like chains, commitments, routines, anything forever. It makes them twitch. They're not afraid of love. They just need it to breathe. Their greatest strength? Honesty. Sagittarius is the truth teller of the zodiac. They say what others only think, sometimes too bluntly. But it's never cruelty. It's clarity. They believe truth sets you free, even if it stings. So how was Sagittarius made? From fire, faith, humor, and a restless quest for truth. They're not here to sit still. They're here to stretch life to its limits, to remind us that growth needs movement, and that humor is sacred medicine along the way. Sagittarius is symbolized by the archer, half human, half horse, aiming straight for the stars. It's the perfect image, grounded enough to connect, wild enough to run. They're the friend who'll drag you on a last-minute trip, talk about philosophy over pizza, and laugh until your stomach hurts. They live for freedom, tell a Sagittarius they have to do something, and watch their soul leave the room. They're not rebellious like Aquarius or defiant like Aries. They just don't see the point of rules that make no sense. But here's the twist. All that running? It's not always an adventure. Sometimes it's avoidance. When life gets complicated, they joke it off. When emotions get messy, they vanish. Not because they don't care, but because they don't know how to stay once things stop feeling light. They'd rather rewrite the story than relive the pain. Still, their energy is magnetic. They make people dream bigger, think broader, laugh louder. They believe anything is possible, and somehow they make you believe it too. Their biggest challenge? Commitment. Not just to people, but to paths, projects, or feelings that take time. They chase potential but struggle with follow-through. They fear being boxed in, but sometimes that freedom keeps them from truly arriving anywhere. In astrology, every sign finds balance through its opposite. For Sagittarius, that's Gemini. Not a person, but a mindset. Gemini asks questions while Sagittarius seeks the big picture. Gemini teaches Sagittarius to stay curious, to remember that truth isn't one big moment, but a mix of small insights. And Sagittarius reminds Gemini to look up, think bigger, and trust their own wisdom. Together, they balance curiosity with conviction, exploration with purpose. Sagittarius grows when they finally realize freedom isn't running away. It's choosing what truly matters and staying long enough to see it through. When Sagittarius loses their way, their fire burns wild. They get reckless, speak without thinking, make empty promises, chase thrill after thrill to fill an inner void. Their truth-telling turns sharp. Honesty becomes bluntness. Wisdom turns into arrogance. They start preaching instead of listening, acting like they've figured life out while quietly avoiding their own lessons. They love sharing ideas, but at their worst, they believe they already know everything. Optimism turns into denial, blocking the very growth they're meant to live. Sagittarius learns through experience, trial, error, and raw life. But comfort and laziness can derail that journey. They skip the hard lessons, assume they get it, and miss the wisdom waiting inside discomfort. Their fire for truth can also become fanatical. When they believe in something, they defend it blindly, refusing to question their own beliefs. And that famous luck? They lean on it too much, trusting chance over effort. Confidence turns into carelessness. At their worst, they romanticize escape. They ghost, quit, move, or detach before things get real. They call it freedom, but often it's fear. Fear of being stuck, judged, or seen too deeply. Even their humor, their sacred medicine, can become armor. A shield to deflect pain, mock vulnerability, and stay one joke ahead of the truth. Underneath all that fire lies something soft, a fear of disappointment. They dream big, love big, believe big, and when life lets them down, they crash hard. So they laugh, distract, and keep moving. When insecure, Sagittarius hides behind bravado. They argue louder, laugh harder, or vanish completely. Anything to avoid looking weak. Their everything's fine act becomes a mask for the doubts they won't face. Their biggest trap? Mistaking distraction for growth. They call it adventure, but often it's avoidance in disguise. Sagittarius heals when they stop chasing highs and start building depth. When they realize freedom isn't running from truth, it's living it, fully and fearlessly. Sagittarius looks like the ultimate free spirit, always chasing, always seeking. But what they secretly crave is depth, to stop running from the intensity inside them. They long to merge completely, with someone, with life itself, to strip away the layers and meet another soul in raw honesty. Their heart wants surrender as much as freedom, to be part of something bigger than their own journey. Because not every lesson waits at the edge of the map. Some answers live quietly inside them. Sagittarius's true transformation begins when they stop escaping their emotions, when they allow themselves to feel instead of analyze, to retreat inward instead of always moving forward. The real adventure isn't always out there. Sometimes it's the courage to sit still and finally listen to their own heart. Sagittarius may run from commitment, but deep down, they want what all humans want, to be seen, to be understood. Their path is learning that freedom isn't lost in connection. It expands when they move through life together. As we wrap up, think of your birth chart like a matrix code, a metaphor for the hidden patterns beneath the surface. Just like a matrix reveals what's behind the visible world, your chart reflects the dynamics of your roots, the environment you were born into, and how they influenced your earliest perceptions. The sky's movements don't control your experiences, but point to cycles, challenges, and growth waiting to happen. If you're ready to explore more about yourself, join us on this journey. But remember,
all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
If you found this helpful, hit subscribe for more insights and grab your free self-discovery guide below. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.